want to give the audience a sneak peek of the chapters or the contents. Basically, it goes from the 8 forewords to the author's preface, intro. Chapter 1, my upbringing in a single parent household. Chapter 2, man leaving me. Chapter 3, Lancaster, PA. Chapter 4, finding God. Chapter 5, car accident recovery, the day my life changed forever. Chapter 6, homelessness. Chapter 7, further my education. Chapter 8, breaking the cycle. Chapter 9, clarity. Chapter 10, blessings, awards, and interviews. Chapter 11, Randy M. Vaughn. Chapter 12, my path with poetry. Chapter 13, acknowledgments, thanks, appreciation, and recognition. Then after that goes into appendix for the author's biography. Afterward, coastals, facts, and notable people.
You touched on something.
That's what you call a book.
Well, not only that, I've seen you've been doing some interviews. You was on the news, awards. Like you've done so much that it's just it's hard not to be like, damn, what hasn't he done? Man, I don't know, brother. You are an amazing person. I'll say that much. I've been doing this for a long time, and it's rarely that I can't jump from question to question and kind of, keep it going. But I was just like, when I got the email, I was like, all right, want to do an interview? That's cool. And then, like I said, start doing my research, and it's so much like that. Even if we had, another 5 hours, I don't think we can cover everything.
Not at all.
On a different level, you know what I mean? You live in PA.
Yes.
We live in Ohio, me and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I actually frequent PA, so I know how fun it is. They laughing, I'm not. Sorry. I don't, excuse them.
It's hard to take you serious when you do that.
I mean, Lancaster is not that fun, but it's okay.
No, I mean, PA is a different place.
It is.
Depends on what part you go to.
True.
Don't do the whole state like that shit.
I didn't do anything. I was just,
PA is country as fuck in the north. Okay, just say that, DC.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I didn't say that. But anyway, that's not the point I was trying to
Tomato,
make.
tomato, potato.
I wasn't trying to disparage PA. I was just trying to make a point
shit,
that we're
I
close.
just moved from PA. I mean, almost 2 years ago, so I know what the. Anyway, carry on. I'm sorry.
PA is a fine place and a different place depending on what part you go to. Can we all agree to that?
This is
Thank
agreeable.
You. Thank you. Jesus Christ.
The chair says I.
So growing up in PA, because there's always those differences of people, like, of course, as you can see, different opinions of people outside of different states. Have you ever had a desire to leave PA, or is it just like, because you've done so much, but it's all been, you were, I don't want to say, I don't want to put this. See, now I'm struggling for the words because everybody's looking at me.
Don't look at him, Savage. Don't.
Yeah, don't look at me. But no, what I'm trying to get at is, what is next for you? Are there plans to, do like a tour, or, are you enjoying the work that you're doing in PA because you are doing?
What's next for me is I just want to finish up the audio version of my book. I'm just waiting for the editor just to finish up editing the last chapter, then I can listen to that chapter along another chapter, critique it, listen to it, see which parts I want to do over, redo that. Then after that, it's time to copyright it to the Library of Congress, and then it's going to be available on. I'm for real.
Let's do it.
It's going to be available through, a distribution deal through ACX, which has a deal with Audible, Amazon, and iTunes.
That's Okay.
So all I gotta do is once I do my work, post it on the internet, make a video about it, start promoting, and pretty much from there, people who want to listen to the audio version of the book, they can get it those 3 ways. And it's more about doing than somebody saying, "I'm gonna listen to it." All right, if you got any of those 3 accounts, do what you gotta do. Uh, After I get done the audio version of the book, I wanna move on to like doing a documentary next.
Oh yeah.
I got plenty of ideas for that. How I want to lay out everything.
Don't tell them. Please don't tell the people.
I'm not telling
Yeah.
anything.
We got a lot of thieves that listen to us, so I mean, I love our.
Yeah.
I mean, no, we have some of the greatest listeners ever.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
But no, that is dope.
Even ass niggas.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
some people,
Fans.
already like asking me if I'm going to write another book, and that, I realize in order for me to write another book, it has to be just as good, if not better.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just gonna rush something over there. I rather produce something that's quality, got substance, and I gotta make sure it's got that it factor. Because I don't want to have a sophomore slump.
Brother, I don't think that's possible.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. The fact that you think about that lets me know that we ain't doing something right. Cause
Yeah, it's just for me. It's like if I'm gonna do the second book, I might as well just have the same team I had from the first book, change up things, but then I got really dive in deep with the writing all over again, and take my time with it. The difference I would do between the first book and this book is basically I would take more time to push my publishing date further out. That way I can get people the link for pre-order sales. Well, overall, when it comes to my book, there's available on, let's see, Amazon, Audible, Walmart, Target, Kobo, Barnes and Noble, print on demand.
Damn.
And the title of my book is called.
You lit.
Thanks. The title of my book is called "The Inspirational Story of Ethan A. Poetic: Chronicles of Education, Adversities, Sports, Relationships, and Resiliency." And right here, I got the soft cover.
DC about to start pulling up to the podcast looking like Ethan with the button up in the blazer.
Yeah. And on the back, I have 2 book cover reviews along with my biography.
Okay.
And then I got my business logo right here. And then when it comes to having books, you gotta have an ISB number and barcode number. And then of course, the quality right here is the laminated case book, hardcover.
And that boy lineup is fresh as shit.
Hey, he came straight from the barber like, hey, hurry up, nigga, we gotta take this picture, bro.
Yo, come on, let's do it now because some gonna grow in 2 minutes. Get it? Yes, your fucking hairline is fresh as hell. I'm sorry. The book, I see your book, I see your cover, but the hairline is fucking crazy.
Yeah, this is how the hardcover looks like this. Because when it comes to the laminated case and the soft cover, you can design it any way you want through Adobe Illustrator. But when it comes to the actual hardcover, it has to be more simplified.
Right. I like that. Oh, shucks.
I'm
waiting for your audio book because I don't read.
That whole title gives off
either.
So many thoughts.
It does.
When you think about how it's set up, and then with your name, it's just like, what is? It's eye catching. It's what it is. It's not so much. It's the title is eye catching. It's not so much the visual. It's the title, and you're just like, yo, this is. Let me see what's going on with it.
First of all, his name, I thought he was a poet.
Yeah.
Long story short about my last name, I actually changed it from Vaughn to Poetic in the summer of 2021 because The last name Vaughn belongs to the slave masters of my ancestors in Eastern Shore, Maryland, Cambridge, Maryland, and Churchville, Maryland. And I realized when I took my ancestry DNA test back in 2018, I had no German DNA in me. That's it.
2020.
And then I also realized why master's last name, while the descendants are, of the slave masters, which is the generations after them, are still profiting off the works of my ancestors by the millions of dollars, where they had no personal time off, no vacation days. They were working nonstop all year round, and
God damn it!
I felt like for me it was just time to do something different, and I did it. But I did get the blessing from my grandma before she passed away.
This brother is
you about to make us all go rethink our whole entire lives. I just want to let you know.
I'm gonna stop bringing inspirational ass people on here. That's no, because I thought we was getting
making me want to change my whole everything.
Because every time we ask him a question, it gets more profound. The man just said, "I realized I didn't want to have a slave last name, so I changed my shit." That
who said that?
Not apparently this brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Like who's
everybody listening is doing ancestry DNA. Like, whose last name do I got? There's some kids with their daddy's last. Never mind.
I mean, for me, it was just a journey of like soul searching, research, and just really understand more of the history. Because I realized my family from way back then was actually related to the late great Harriet Tubman. She was helping people cross the Mason-Dixon line. She was helping people become free from Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and some parts of the Midwest. And yeah, she was a person who was a Renaissance making things happen. Because she cared more about the lives of other people than her own self, because she knew the way to get to freedom and how she did other people to experience absolute freedom. And my ancestors became free, I think, in the late 1700s or 1800s.
We doing so.
And when I realized that history happened,
changed my life.
And then I also realized, the real reason why people left those that area is because of work. Because that's when the industrial industry became more popular. Steel mills, factories, warehousing, blue-collar work, trades. And back then you had to provide for your family, provide for your significant other, make that first impression count with, for us men, that first impression count with that woman's mom and dad.
Right. You had to impress the family before you even impressed her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you don't got your cards right in that area, well, you're not gonna have that talk with the man behind closed doors about his daughter before he gives her away. Yeah.
Tell you what, if you don't have a sister in your life now, she gonna need to be on the bar.
Hey,
what do you mean? You talking about like the law firm bar or
something?
She got to be top notch. Just
see, that's what it is. Yeah. She cannot come short. She cannot come short.
Hey, ladies, y'all come on, my man Ethan. Y'all better have your 401k together. Your speech better be on point.
You better already have a book. You better be ready to talk.
So,
ancestry, all that stuff. You need to have this in line.
You know all of that.
Short of being amazing and making us all feel like shit today.
Oh, you're joking around. I thought you
were. No, we that's what we do. No, but man,
I'm gonna go cry after this.
I'm definitely about to go cry on my pillow. Like, hey, shit.
Go wake my wife
all these years of people telling me ain't shit.
We need to think something this stuff out.
Go wake your wife up. Hey, we gotta talk. We gotta reevaluate this.
How did you let me become this man?
What were you doing that I got
Wrong
here?
with your censor that you didn't see that I was fucked up.
Oh wow!
How you fuck up like this? Jesus. This is your fault.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself for slumming it with me for so long.
This is your fault that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
No, but all jokes aside, man, like I said, you are one talented and amazing brother. You've been through so much, but to be still here, come kick it with us, man, and just be an inspiration to all. I can't speak for them, so I won't, but to me, I was all inspired, man, just hearing you speak, man, and hearing your story. Inspiring. You know what I mean? It's not often that we get a chance to actually sit down with someone and they make us feel like different. You know what I mean? There's done a lot of interviews here, talked to a lot of people, talk a lot of shit, but there's a lot of not a lot of opportunities to actually just hear a great story. Let me not say that like that because some people are gonna be like, I told you about.
Damn, boy, I told you my life story.
Yeah, what I mean is there's stories and then there's inspirational stories. You know what I mean?
Right.
To hear somebody was on the brink of death and fought back, rehab, and is still here, not only here, but not messed up in the game.
Not complaining, not,
yeah.
You know, what's the word? You know, just
bumming
it, the goddamn, just all on it. Like, he's pushing forward to make shit happen where you got somebody that ain't been through shit feeling absolutely horrible about
taking
their life,
6 naps a day.
Healing. They out here lifting up grocery bags and shit, and he had to really relearn how to do this shit. And y'all over here sad.
When I hear your story, Ethan, I'm reminded of Antoine Fisher. I'm reminded of Antoine. Like, I'm still here. I'm still strong.
Hey, did you have that movie premiere about your life movie? Just remember us. We just want to see it. Hearing it is one. Yeah, hey, William, Will was just on the same length I was on. When you make that biopic about you, just make sure that we up front because we just want to be there to see it. Because hearing it is one thing. Yeah, yes. Your movie about your life. Yeah, we got
not a documentary, a biopic.
I want to because you need to sell this story.
No, Will, not Denzel planning, not Denzel planning. John Boyega.
I mean, if for me to do the movie, you know, I'll say hypothetically, I gotta make sure I own everything outright. The script,
that's right.
Yes.
The residuals. Then there's also the distribution, and there's also illegal stuff involved, and of course, trademark, patent, and copyright the script. Therefore,
then you don't have a problem because you got that line.
The fact that you know all of that, you're good.
Yeah.
You're fucking great.
You had 90% of people who trying to make a movie right now, and they ain't got half that shit. They just like, I got a camera.
I wrote a couple lines, you know.
You got a 2-movie script and a Polaroid camera.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, you know, it's a matter of just learning, like, for example, from Bruce Lee's experience where he came to America, they weren't trying to give him a chance. But he ended up becoming, once he became, I'll say it like this, once he grew his audience more in Asia, now America wanted to invest in movies with him. Mm-hmm. Then you also look at Tyler Perry, you know, it took him several times for his play to get right. He was willing to risk going broke and homeless.
At one point, he was sleeping in his car.
Yeah.
He definitely, that's the story, you know.
And then then eventually the place sold out to the point where he ended up making his movie. That was a great success. Then he brought on a team of people. Now he owns his own stuff. He won without people telling him what to do about his overhead.
Yeah.
And then you can look at Steve Harvey, you know, the woman, you know, made fun of him in front of all the class, all because he had a stuttering problem or a speech impediment problem. But once he outgrew that, became a multi-millionaire. And then he starts sending TV to that same woman who who made fun of it and rubbed it in, not rubbing it in their faces, more so a reminder, hey, here's a television, see me on television. You remember when you told me, you said I wasn't going to be on television? It's part of that karma where some people start eating their own words for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight snack. And then I jokingly say, they eat so much they have to floss their teeth. Canal. They gotta get some polygrip for the dentures.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how much they gotta eat, and then they might need an acid reflux pill for all the acid building up for all that eating.
Yo,
they need a purple Nexium.
Yeah. I'll stop right there.
He came with the jokes like, hold on. He said, yeah, so keep on doing that.
So what you're saying is keep your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Basically.
Yeah, another story I can say is like Denzel's story, he grew up in a certain part of New York, but his mom decided to move him and the family to a different part of New York. I think they were living in Rochester, New York, or some area where Heavy Denim used to live.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Yonkers, but it was some area. And, when he talks about his story now, like his mom gave him the best gift ever, which was starting over. Because when he looks back on some of his childhood friends, they're either in jail, working a 9 to 5, or dead, or they made it out and they're part of his true friends who didn't care about the Hollywood or the limelight or that red carpet that's going to be rolled up at the end of the movie premiere. Because they knew when he was growing up in the same environment as them, and they were his true friends before they became true friends. There's plenty of stories I could tell you, but ultimately, I'll tell you one story before I start writing on this book. Words start spreading around, and eventually I got contacted by a publishing company. I told them, yeah, it's true, I'm going to write an autobiography. So they sent this contract over in the email. I looked over it. It looked good on paper. I asked them some questions, and basically they passed that, but then the deal breaker was two things. The first part was they said if I would have signed with them, and this is where they showed their hand, and we're not even playing poker. They said if I would have signed with them and they choose my story for a movie, they will own the lion's share rights of it.
Oh, no.
Nope.
So they're already thinking about a multi-million-dollar idea off of me, and we haven't had a cup of coffee, tea, a latte, a smoothie, or a frappuccino. Or eggs sunny side up.
They already messed up.
And then I realized, hypothetically, I could do what Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, and Tyler Perry did and currently doing. Make my own film independently. Make my own music soundtrack independently. Cut out the middleman and find new middleman for the distribution of the deal. Therefore, it's not that I stole the idea. It's just they showed me their hand, and life is sometimes the cards that you're dealt. And when I was dealt those hands, I knew what to do with them.
Yeah, they wanted too much for nothing.
The minute you said the lion's share, I'm like, yo, that'll be a no, dog. That'll be for me. A no for me, dog.
Not on that.
I'll pass. No thanks.
Yeah, people. That's crazy how people want to try to do you like that because they see dollar signs. Get you in front.
Of course, that's the first thing they see. Well, that's the only thing they see. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, when that happened, it was like I was feeling like I see what you want to do with this, but I'm going to have to pass. But then I see what I could potentially do in the future to make this happen. And, it opened up my eyes in the sense of somebody saw a $1 million idea, multi-million-dollar idea in me, and they didn't see me face to face, and we're already having a conversation. And then it leads me to the other story of Master P, who came from the Calio projects, where him and his brother took a flight over to California to meet Jimmy Iovine, who was in charge of Interscope. And once Jimmy Iovine offered him $1 million advance, he told him, Master P and his brother decided to talk in the hall or somewhere, and they're like, if this guy is thinking about giving us $1 million, we're probably worth more than this.
Damn right.
Exactly. Absolutely, for sure.
And then they went back to Jimmy Iovine and said, "Oh, we're gonna get lunch. We'll be back." And then Jimmy Iovine said, "You don't come back, you're not gonna have a record deal."
Yeah. So
so they went back to the Calio projects and everything independently. And Master P, you know, he may be from the ghetto, maybe from the streets, whatever, but he has a heart of gold because not only did he make it out of the Calio projects, became a multi-billionaire, he started creating jobs for other people through his movie, clothing, restaurant. Even when the Calio projects went through that Hurricane Katrina thing, he helped develop a partnership to redevelop the Calio projects back up and the surrounding areas. So he produced even more jobs for people in the construction company, the blueprints, the architects, the engineers, the people for the construction, for the paving of the roads, the signs.
So much business. Yeah, Master P's story is dope. Just the way he, like you said, he was selling CDs out of the back of his trunk.
Yeah.
Just to make it. So
when you got grind in you like that, it does transfer well over into business because you know what to expect. You know, supply and demand. You know what's going on. You know about taking the cut and everything else and overhead. And you just know how to run it. And for people to, like you said, when they see what the project or what you bring to the table can make them a ton of money, and they think they can get over on you, they will do everything in their power to do so. They will do everything in their power.
You won't sign this before you walk out of here. We're going to go to somebody else. All right, Dan.
See you later.
Threaten me with a good time. I'm out.
I'm just glad it was just a conversation on the phone, not them talking to me over dinner. Because that's usually a key to a man's heart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You give me a steak, I might sign anything. I ain't gonna lie.
Steak and potatoes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This is damn good.
This is juicy steak. This with butter.
This truffle butter. Shit.
You said sign right now, and this is weird? Okay. Dated for prosperity. All right.
Universally perpetuity and all that.
Yeah. That means forever or lifetime.
Yeah.
As long as I can get a couple of these steaks in my lifetime, we might be all right.
Can we upgrade from the porterhouse to the tomahawk?
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah, I definitely signed that motherfucker. Again, man,